Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of Monifactory. So as a recap on last episode, I built all of these low voltage machines. These are all going to be very important in terms of progression. And I also built a primitive way to start producing power using this steam dynamo, burning sugarcane into RF, then converting into EU. And after a little bit of thinking, I'm going to move this sugarcane farm to its final location, as I can actually automate this now completely. That was good fun, moving the sugarcane farm. The way that I'm actually automating this, instead of using a vacuum chest for Ender IO, I'm using one of these barrels because they do have a magnet upgrade, which will just pick up any items which are within a radius. I'm not sure what the radius is, but you can filter this inside this barrel. So I have it only filtering sugarcane, and I also have an advanced void upgrade in here so that I can set this to void overflow. So basically this will void anything, or it will only void the sugarcane if it goes over 64. So we'll keep 64 stocked in here at all times. And I also moved the steam dynamo over here. This has a direct connection from the sugarcane farm now with an item pipe, so I won't need to continue refilling this, and I'll keep this here in preparation for the steam turbines, which are going to be coming very soon. And I also moved the furnace, so this is also connected with the sugarcane, so this can just pull from the same item pipe. Oh, and in between episodes, I've been doing quite a bit of mining. The ores which I'm going to need later on are nickel and lead. The nickel is going to be used for the EBF, and the lead is just for silver, because I need the silver for some components, I believe. Now that I have an alloy smelter, I can actually start making some fused quartz simply by smelting nether quartz with a block mold in the alloy smelter. I need the fused quartz to make the steam pipes required for the steam turbine and the steam boiler. It's about time I upgrade the power generation, since I'm starting to run a lot of the low voltage machines all at once and I can't produce enough power for them. Yeah, so instead of having just a steam dynamo, I need to first start off with the steam boiler. This will be fed sugarcane from the sugarcane farm and water from this aqueous accumulator, with the pump set to import because the aqueous accumulator won't auto output. Oh, I missed that noise from the aqueous accumulator. That is a good noise. That's a classic aqueous accumulator noise. Following that, steam boiler should be able to start producing steam now. Oh yeah, and these are producing power. So compared to producing 40 RF per tick per steam dynamo, these are now producing 160 RF per tick, and I can run 2 of these with 1 steam boiler. Yeah, that is much better for power production. And I've also never used these. I never used these when I was playing Monifactory in hard mode. These were disabled. Yes, they were just completely disabled. So in order to progress a little bit further, I need to actually make one of these low voltage assembling machines. So this assembler is needed to actually start producing these copper and nickel coils. Mixing some of this copper and nickel wire along with tin alloy in here will start producing the coils. I also believe I need circuit 1 for this. So the thing which I actually forgot is this bronze foil. This is what I actually need to craft these copper and nickel coils. So it's bronze foil, copper and nickel, 2x copper and nickel wires, and liquid tin alloy. Yeah, copper and nickel coils. And the quest, which unlocks blast furnace and pyrolyze oven. So they're the two multi-blocks which I actually need to make before I can get aluminium. And I think I can actually do hostile neural networks prior to that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the simulation stuff first before I do the EBF and the pyrolyze oven. So to begin this adventure, I firstly need to go and mine some of this uraninite, since that is required to actually start producing the pulsating mesh. Yes, smelting uraninite dust, produce pulsating dust, which is basically needed for the simulation chamber, and also the prediction matrix things, which are going to be coming up soon too. Oh my goodness, that was quite a detour to get all of this. Producing the pulsating prediction matrix, yeah, these things is so slow at low voltage. 12 seconds each, and I made a stack, so that was at least 640 seconds for all of these. Oh no, I'm gonna actually do the math on that. Yeah, 768 seconds all of this took to make all of the pulsating prediction matrix. And to make the simulation chamber, I mean, it's the thing which took the longest was making the dark steel and also the pulsating mesh. This is another 10-second recipe, and I made a stack at a time, so it was 64, so it was 640 seconds. Oh, you gotta love recipes like that when they just take forever, but they do make finishing it very satisfying. Yeah, finally ready. So the data model needs to go up here in the top left slot. This just is now requesting that I place prediction matrix in the I slot over here. And then slowly over time, this will start producing, or it basically simulates a mob farm for that specific mob. And in this case, it's failed the prediction, so you won't get pristine, but I will get the overworldian matter, which is actually what I'm after. I'm after this so that I can go to the Nether. So yeah, that was very fun doing that, and they're going to be very important in the late game because this will be passive resource production will come from then. And a small side note, which I also did, I also upgraded these steam turbines. So I just added one of these hardened integral components, which will just increase the overall efficiency by, what is it? Wait, no, it doesn't increase the efficiency. It increases the energy production by 0.5, so 50% more. Which just means that instead of this producing, it was 360 RF per tick, it now produces 480. Yeah, more energy is always welcome. And a little bit of crafting later, I have a nether cake. So apparently I can actually make this nether cake now, but the quest is actually gated behind medium voltage. Yeah, the dependencies is the advanced atomic reconstructor, which is gated behind medium voltage. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. But I can actually go to the nether now. I need to go to the nether because I need to start collecting sphalerite instead of using the coins to make it. And because I'm getting oh so close to medium voltage, I need the diodes, which require gallium. And similar to how regular Monifactory works, I assume that I just eat this and it will just teleport me to the nether. So in order to get this electric blast furnace, I first need to start smelting iron and nickel in an alloy smelter to produce Invar. This is going to be used for the EBF casing. Now I'm going to go for the absolute bare minimum for these hatches. And the minimum for this EBF is going to be 1 maintenance hatch, 2 low voltage energy hatches, and an input and an output bus. Oh, and a muffler hatch. I can't forget that one. It goes on the top of the EBF. Right, I'm now ready to build my first multi-block, the EBF. Oh yeah, 1 EBF. Now this does need maintenance, which is why it's where this maintenance hatch is going to be useful. And I've prepared all of the tools for this. So the tools are screwdriver, hammer, file, saw, soft mallet, crowbar, wire cutters, and a wrench. I think that's all of them. So then just opening the maintenance hatch and clicking on this. Yeah, that got rid of whatever was up there. Clicking on that will fix the maintenance, and this is now ready. But before I can actually turn this EBF on, I firstly need to go and find a sapphire vein. As to get aluminium, there are many ways to do it. One of the recipes you could use is electrolyzing clay dust or electrolyzing green sapphire dust. But instead of doing that, I want to do it differently, and I want to actually smelt the green sapphire and regular sapphire dust in the EBF. So I first need to start mining a sapphire's vein. On second thought, I'm actually going to start electrolyzing clay dust to obtain aluminium and silicon are the main things which I can get from this. Also sodium and lithium. I'm going to do clay dust instead because it's easily farmable. It basically spawns in the lost cities, as you can see. And then I can just macerate it for a decent amount of clay dust. It's far superior than centrifuging the sapphire dust or ruby dust, or smelting it in the EBF rather. Right, I'm ready. I'm ready to start smelting some aluminium in the EBF. So yeah, I did prepare the sapphire anyway, so I will just smelt this. That is very cool. This is the very first time me actually using this type of EBF in this version, and I can say that it does look pretty cool. The modern textures for the cores, I do like them. Yeah, all of this sapphire dust, this should equate to about 72 ingots of aluminium once I craft the nuggets back into the aluminium ingots. Plus I also have some aluminium dust, which I can also smelt through here. Oh, and this input bus, this automatically pulls. So does the output will automatically push items into the barrel. The input bus will automatically pull from this barrel. And let me do, yeah, I'll speak a little bit about the overclocking for this. So also that's using 100 EU per tick. So that's the recipe, and it says up in the top of the screen, medium voltage. So to actually reach a medium voltage recipe in the EBF, I had to use 2 of these energy hatches, because each energy hatch can import a maximum of 2 amps of low voltage. And oh, that's actually very neat. Look at the GUI. Yeah, so you can see actually because of the GUI, or it's like the one probe thing, there are 2 amps of low voltage actually running through this, going into the input hatch. 3.1 coming through this middle bit, and then 1.1 here. That is actually very cool. Yeah, I did not know. I did not know that that's actually a thing in this version. That's a very neat addition to actually monitor sort of how much the machines are actually using. Because this is using the conductive iron cables, this is lossless. And I just have it come into a battery buffer. And I'm happy to see that I can actually supply enough energy, because, well, yeah, this is consuming 400 redstone flux per tick. And that's very close to what these conduits can actually supply. And I'm guessing, only guessing, hypothetically, 564. Yes, so the conduits, sorry, I was just doing the math on then. I am actually drawing more than what the conduit is rating. So they have the same mechanics as 1.12 does. And for anyone who's unfamiliar about their mechanics, the way it works, basically each one of these, it's weird mechanics. I'm surprised that actually it made it into this one. So these are currently importing 512 redstone flux per tick on each connection. The actual transfer rate of the conduit is higher than that, which means that if you import 512 on more than one connection, you'll actually be able to send more than 512 along one of these conduits. So I'm happy that that is still a mechanic in this version. So that does just mean that the max energy which these conduits can output is 512 RF per tick. The actual throughput can be much, much higher. I was just about to start speaking and then it started raining. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up the episode here. So, yeah, I've made good progress today. Making the CBF that is pretty good. I'm going to try to keep this thing running in between episodes. Keep it stocked up with aluminium and any other various materials like energetic alloy, for instance. I know that I'm going to need that soon. Yeah, for now, I hope you've all thoroughly enjoyed today as much as I've enjoyed playing. I hope to see you all again in the next one.